The party who is exclusively wearing pro-freedom t-shirt, pro-freedom bumper stickers are the same people that won't vote to guarantee access to birth control. So in this, what people are calling the post-Roe era, it's been very interesting. Access to contraception. So it says House passes bill guaranteeing contraception access in response to the SCOTUS decision. Next up, we're talking gay marriage, so stay tuned. The House Representatives approved legislation guaranteeing access to contraception nationwide Thursday, nearly 1 month after the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas indicated support for reversing a key precedent prohibiting restrictions on birth control. The Right to Contraceptions Act passed 228 to 195, with 8 Republicans joining all Democrats in favor of the bill. So 195 Republicans voted against access to contraceptives. Let that sink in. 195. Wow. The bill would codify the right to obtain contraceptives defined as any device or medication used to prevent pregnancy in federal law. Listed examples include oral contraceptives, injections, implants, and intrauteral devices, and emergency contraceptives, which prevent pregnancy several days after unprotected sex. The bill also lets federal and state governments, patients, and healthcare providers bring civil suits against states or state officials that attempt to restrict birth control access. I love hearing that. The legislation faces an uphill battle to pass the 50-50 Senate, where at least 10 GOP votes would be needed to advance the bill. Let me read that again for you, just so we can, again, let it all sink in. The legislation faces an uphill battle to pass the 50-50 Senate, where at least 10 GOP votes would be needed to advance the bill. So you can't get 10 Republican senators to vote to guarantee access to birth control. This is the party of pragmatism. This is the party of freedom. The party who is exclusively wearing pro-freedom t-shirt, pro-freedom bumper stickers, F you snowflake, that kind of bullshit. Those fucking assholes are the same people that won't vote to guarantee access to birth control. Now, my criticism of this is that, okay, well, the Clarence Thomas comments and opinion have led to some action. I don't know why the leaked Roe versus Wade document didn't lead to action months ago, since you're capable of doing something here. But let's just keep this in mind. You need 10 GOP votes to overcome the filibuster. And that's going to be an uphill battle? What fucking world are we trying to live in here? Now, we move forward here. Here we go. House votes to reaffirm legality of same-sex marriage. 157 Republicans vote no. Again, the pro-freedom party. I'm going to go to CPAC this weekend or next weekend, and I'm going to hear these people talk about freedom over and over and over and over again. And they're so full of shit. They're so full of shit. And I had somebody come at me in the comments of a post I posted about, like, if you're not pro-gay marriage, like you're not pro-freedom, basically is what I was saying. It's like, and that's the thing, you may not agree with gay marriage. It's none of your fucking business what somebody does with themselves. That's what pro-freedom means. You can not agree with something, but it's not your place to tell somebody what they can and can't do. That's what being pro-freedom is. You may think that marriage, this is erroneous belief, but you may think that marriage is some God-given something, blah, 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 whatever. It's not, but you can think that and you can believe that, and that's fine. And maybe your God hates gay people. Whatever. You can believe that too. That's part of being pro-freedom. I don't agree with you, and I don't believe those things, but me being having pro-freedom as a principle means that I can't dictate what you believe and do with yourself. Did you get it? It's not complicated, right? My beliefs have zero impact on your life. That's pro-freedom. I don't know who I'm having to explain this to now, but I don't think that these 157 Republicans actually understand that. They don't actually understand what freedom is. Maybe since we're redefining recession, we can redefine what freedom means to fit the Republican narrative. It's freedom within the context of my belief system. That's what Republicans mean by freedom. Freedom through the lens of whatever religion I choose. No matter how much it's changed in the past 2,000 years, that's not important. What's important is what I believe now and how I can control your life with what I believe. Moving on here, the House Representatives voted Thursday to affirm the legality of same-sex marriage after the Supreme Court last month reversed its position on abortion rights, sparking concern that other major rulings may be revisited. 47 Republicans backed the Democrats in the 267 to 157 vote. It's unclear, however, if the Democrat-controlled Senate will vote on the measure to make permanent the effect of the Supreme Court's 2015 ruling in Obergefell versus Hodges, which allowed gay and lesbian couples to wed in all 50 states. I remember when that happened. It was a big party in Austin. I loved it. Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin said Tuesday that there may not be enough time to send the bill to the president's desk this year, even if there's enough Republican support to clear the 60-vote threshold required to proceed. Durbin says we have more priorities than we have time. Doesn't seem like that big a deal. Should just easily pass, right? Like people could get married if they want to get married. The benefits of marriage are rights to Americans. And that means if you're a gay American or a straight American, that doesn't matter. You're an American, you get the rights that an American has. And that means you can get married and reap the benefits of that. And if you are in the hospital and you have a spouse that is of the same sex, they get to have make decisions with you. They get to see you. They get preferential treatment in the hospital. They can have a power of attorney. These are all things that are really important and pragmatic for all people. And gay people do not deserve to be barred from those rights. I don't know why that's controversial. You don't have enough fucking time. Hey, Chuck Schumer, put that shit in the Senate and vote on it, and it should pass overwhelmingly. There might be like 1 or 2 senators that shouldn't vote on this because they're fucking asshats. Why are we having this conversation? Why are we doing this? I can't wrap my fucking mind around it. The Supreme Court on June 24th voted in Dobbs versus Jackson to rescind federal abortion rights and return the issue to the states. Blah, 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 blah. The 5-justice majority opinion accused dissenting justices of attempting to stroke unfounded fear that our decision will imperil other rulings that legalize the use of contraception and sexual relationships between people of the same sex and same-sex marriage, which it seems like they have. It seems like they have. So we're in this situation here where access to birth control, which has prevented more abortions than literally anything else. It's prevented more abortions than Christianity. It's prevented more abortions than sex education. It's prevented the most abortions. What's the problem? How does that conflict with your belief system? Now, there are ways to go about, birth control is not healthy. It's not good for people, but it's generally the lesser of two evils when it comes to the situation that you're in and somebody who's a sexually active adult who doesn't want to have children, which again is your right as a human being and an American. And even if somebody doesn't agree with that, you can take your pussy or your dick out into the open market and do with it as you please. I don't understand why Republicans think they can have so much influence on what people do with their downstairs parts. What is the obsession? I sincerely cannot wrap my fucking mind around it. These were conversations that were being had when I was in junior high. These are no longer controversial. The only people that were really on this side, this side, the current side of the situation that Republicans seem to be overwhelmingly excited about were like Rush Limbaugh. I mean, come the on. I'm disgusted by all of this. The fact that you have an uphill battle to codify same-sex marriage and access to birth control says all you need to hear about your pro-freedom party. Even through COVID, when it seemed like the Republicans were finally on the right track. I've said it and I'll keep saying it. We do not have a pro-freedom party of substance in this country. We do have the Libertarian Party, but they're tiny. It's probably where I'll be voting in 2024, but they're tiny and they will not win yet. And I don't even love all their ideas, but it's the better alternative. I'd rather throw my vote away doing that and voting to have other parties. When you vote for a third-party candidate, this is my thought too. When you vote for a third-party candidate, it's not necessarily that you're voting for the third-party candidate to win. You're voting for having a third party. And if you can get enough people to make that move where it becomes popular, then we're going to see better debates, in my opinion, and a more open election system. But we're in this situation where the Senate now has to fight an uphill battle to affirm gay marriage and access to birth control, basic rights that all Americans should have. And the thing that really irks me the most is that these are the same motherfuckers who were stroking themselves off for their love of freedom. I want to share with you what it takes to create this kind of content. I have to sift through piles and piles of bullshit from political ideologues that are completely ridiculous and try and find the truth. I've got to go from the left to the right to the center, all over the place. It's exhausting. I'm losing my mind. But one thing you can do to help me out and help my mental health is subscribe to this channel. Turn on post notifications, like this video, leave a comment, just something, please. I'm losing my shit and you're the only one that can help me. Subscribe to the channel.